Well, good evening, volleyball fans. We're coming to you from inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. It's college volleyball between the Mary Washington Eagles and the Lynchburg Hornets. Kyle Haney hanging out with you on a Wednesday night. And yeah, it's our breast cancer awareness night. Dig pink. We've got the pink out going on in the gym. We've got t-shirts available. You can help out. Visit the lynchburgsports.com website or the Lynchburg Volleyball Instagram page. But it's a great shirt. I got mine. You'll see them all throughout the gym here tonight. You're going to see some great volleyball tonight here inside Turner as well. The Mary Washington Eagles flying high at 19-1. The Lynchburg Hornets hoping to give them some of their sting here on the road trip from Fredericksburg. Lynchburg's been playing well lately. A victory on Saturday at home in an ODAC matchup against Shenandoah. We'll be talking about that one. Great effort all the way around, but Lynchburg's serving was so good on Saturday. And we talked to Coach Hannah Givens before this one tonight. She knows serving is going to be important here against Mary Washington. Lynchburg's got hopes of springing the upset. They're going to have to play really well to do it. And part of that will be serving really well also. You see the tail of the tape right there. Aces per set is one area where Mary Washington doesn't have a huge advantage there. So that'll be very important to see how Lynchburg serves. And, of course, see how Lynchburg does in the serve-receive as well, because the Eagles serve it pretty good too. Their offense is balanced. Their defense is outstanding as well. That's really what maybe stands out even more is Mary Washington, stingy block up front, but then on the back row they dig it well. They play really solid volleyball. You don't get to be 19-1 without playing solid volleyball. But Mary Washington has won 7 in a row. Their only loss was to Salisbury this season. That was earlier in the year, obviously, 8 games ago, because it's a 7-game winning streak. It's actually 12 sets in a row that Mary Washington has victory. So they've won a lot of games lately, a lot of sets lately. Some of them have been competitive for sure. Their most recent time out, Mary Washington beat Virginia Wesleyan, swept Virginia Wesleyan 3-0, and that's of note because Virginia Wesleyan is at the top of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference standings this season. They are unbeaten in ODAC play, so the fact that Mary Washington took them down in 3 straight sets says a lot. On paper, it would feel like an upset for the Lynchburg Hornets, but as we know, games aren't played on paper. Sometimes you get in there, you mix it up, you play good volleyball, and you never know what might happen. We've got some key players that we want to talk about here before we get things started. There's a look at one of the big keys for Mary Washington, Jordan Lyons, a senior. She leads the team in kills. She leads the team in sets played. She played every set last season. She's played every set this year. She's a 6-rotation player. She's really never going to come off the court. There's Jana Leak, career-high 8 aces and 24 assists, actually, against Shenandoah this weekend. Should be assists there, but either way, Jana Leak was on fire Saturday. There's a look at head coach for Mary Washington, Alex Hinsey, 5th season, but they did miss a year because of COVID-19. They did not play any volleyball in 2020. And there's the wonderful head coach for the University of Lynchburg. It's Hannah Givens in her 4th season. 43-39 overall. The home record, very impressive for Coach Givens, though. I always mention that. Under her tutelage, this team is 22-11 inside Turner Gymnasium. We're getting the introductions out of the way right now, and we'll be set for volleyball in just a moment between Mary Washington and Lynchburg. We'll meet you at the net after the national anthem here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic in Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams. helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Look what you're missing! It really don't matter to me, I'm just happy to be here, I might go crazy.
Being in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
The Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is proud to present non-conference volleyball from inside Turner Gymnasium, Wayne Profit Court. We're on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Kyle Haney spending some time with you on a Wednesday early evening. We've got soccer going on outside on Schellenberger Field here on campus. Actually, men's and women's soccer tonight. It's a busy week athletically for Lynchburg teams, and we'll get into that some as this contest goes on. But the Mary Washington Eagles flying high at 19-1, 7 wins in a row. Lynchburg is 8-8, got back to 500 with a victory over Shenandoah on Saturday. Maybe some of you saw that in person or watched it here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It's available after the fact as well. That's the great thing about LHSN. The games stay on there. You can review when you want to. Lynchburg has won 13 of their last 19 sets, so they really are playing well as of late. Hornets have won 2 in a row, 4 of their last 5, and it has been a Lynchburg team that has won 4 in a row at home. But this would be an upset. I mean, you just look at the records. Mary Washington 19-1, Lynchburg 8-8, and then you add the fact in there that Mary Washington beat the ODAC current leader in Virginia Wesleyan, beat them in straight sets. 3-game sweep. That was this weekend. So you know a lot about the caliber of volleyball that Mary Washington is playing this season, and really in years past as well. A couple NCAA tournament wins last year. Got to look at Jordan Lyons pushing one up to the setter, and then that is down on the back row. The outstanding setter is number 24, Lauren Foley, a junior from Virginia Beach. Assistant coach Olivia Killalay was very complimentary of Lauren Foley and what she does as a setter. This is Foley serving now. Mary Washington, the 1-0 lead, and the whistles blow. Not 100% sure what the official was unsure about there. But we're ready for more action here. It's an early 1-0 lead. Blackmore lays out to get that one. Leak pushes to Spainhour in the middle, but illegal ball handling there, 2 touches, and that'll be another Eagle point. Lauren Foley averaging 5.7 assists per set. She had 24 in the win against Virginia Wesleyan. And again, that's just a 3-set win. A lot of sweeps this season for Mary Washington. So sometimes the total numbers and stats don't blow you away. Good cover there by Blackmore, but she couldn't get it back in play to Bree Spainauer. Sometimes the total numbers don't blow you away for these great teams like Mary Washington. You got to go to the per set numbers, and they are very, very impressive. Foley on a service run here with a 3-0 Eagles lead. Handled by Tori Williamson. Kaylee Keogh, first swing for Lynchburg, and she terminates. That was a loud hit from KK. Nice rip from the far left side, went cross court. Good stuff. Lynchburg with their first point in emphatic fashion as well, and Kaylee Keogh will get to take the first serve for Lynchburg. Handled by Lyons. Foley will set. Block over there on the far left side, closed off nicely by Lynchburg. They'll have to rebuild here. Bree Spainauer will roll one over. Lyons dives into that one. Foley another set up top, handled by Leak, almost self-defense. Williamson will get a good swing. Best rally of the contest so far, and they'll end that with a termination by Kaylee Croson. Kaylee Croson, junior from Winchester, was the conference offensive player of the week for Mary Washington last week. And Jordan Lyons was the defensive player of the week. So the coast-to-coast conference, which is pretty neat, they do an offensive and a defensive volleyball player of the week. Mary Washington won both those awards. Lyons, I believe, has 3 of those defensive awards on the season. Princess Salafu in the game now for Lynchburg. She'll join Bree Spainauer. Tori Williamson up front. Serving is Ava Meinhardt. And Lynchburg rounds out the floor with Jana Leak and Kaylee Keogh. They serve it to Lyons. She'll get set. Back row attack. Not the full velocity. Lynchburg handles, then they can get in system. Tori Williamson off the top of the hands and down for a Lynchburg point. 4-3. Tori Williamson involved. She had a great game last Friday in a victory. Her career 12-kill high against Eastern Mennonite. That was game 15 for Lynchburg. They're 8-8, so this is game 17. Middle attack, fended off by Leak. Salafu will dive. Spainauer had to work around the referee's apparatus there, the platform, and couldn't get to that ball. That's a Mary Washington point. Don't think Lynchburg will be displeased about how the contest has opened up. We're just 8 points in. It's a 5-3 Mary Washington lead. Yeah, I don't think Lynchburg is going to hate the way they're playing right now. But when you're trying to spring a big upset, you almost have to be perfect. How about that from Tori Williamson? Right through the defender, mashed. That was impressive from the freshman from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. 5'10", taking flight. Our first look at Maya Green. She will enter the game. Setter in the front row for Lynchburg now. And that's been the theme the last month, or the game plan for the last month is when the setter rotates to the front row, it'll be Maya Green that comes in, and Jana Leak doing the setting out of the back row. Handled by Keogh down on one knee. Green will set Williamson. Good cover from Princess Salafu, but a nice block over there on the far right side. Emma Hadley and Chloe Croson. Hadley and Croson had that one walled off for Mary Washington. They average 2.07 blocks per set. Lynchburg at 1.48. We've seen that Lakeside Drive Roofing Company really come to the party in some key victories for Lynchburg. Overpass. Hornets try to keep it alive, but a ball handling error there will give it to Mary Washington. May have been in the net, actually. Either way, it's the 7th point of the opening set for Mary Washington, 7-4. Abby Barlow's in the game now in the back row for Lynchburg as well. They went to her one time on the serve. That one hit the tape and fell down. That was Brenna Campbell. Service error. And now Morgan Clark in to serve for Lynchburg. We've seen Morgan Clark serving quite a bit more. 13 digs against Hollins. That was a couple weeks ago, actually, that Hollins game. 8 digs versus Shenandoah. Had 3 aces. Morgan Clark doing a nice job shoveling that one up, and then Kaylee Keogh with a roll shot down the line nicely for a point. Lynchburg's within 1, 7-6. You got to believe, as just a sports fan in general, you like your chances of springing an upset much better at home than on the road. Maybe you can catch Mary Washington a little groggy getting off the bus from the long trip from Fredericksburg. Not a super long trip, not the longest that either of these teams will take this season. But a few hours on the bus can do something to you physically and probably mentally and emotionally too. Princess Salafu up the elevator shaft, down to the floor. I think we're tied up 7-7. Great stuff right there. Green to Salafu. Love that connection. They used that quite a bit in the fourth set against Shenandoah to seal the victory for Lynchburg on Saturday. Green, the junior, Salafu, the senior. Why not? Those two, they're combining for the block right there. Don't know if it was net or the actual block, but either way, Lynchburg has their first lead of the set. First lead change right there. Great stuff. Princess Salafu and Maya Green. They're the veterans on this team, the savvy veterans. They'll get in system here. Green with the center attack. She got it. That's saucy. That is tasty right there from Maya Green. You could tell Mary Washington was coming for the big block. They thought they were going to set Princess Salafu again. Maya Green said, I'll take a shot and score. Libero for Mary Washington will handle it. Jordan Lyons. That's dug up by Blackmore. They will set Salafu and another point. How about Lynchburg getting some momentum here and a 3-point lead? 10-7, Hornets. Remember, they fell down 3-0 initially. That math is easy. It's a 10-4 run right now for the home team. But the service run by Morgan Clark. She had one of these against Shenandoah on Saturday. It's a Lynchburg team that keeps playing better and better. I'm telling you, fans. Regardless of what happens tonight, Barlow kind of got knocked over trying to dig that one, and it sprayed off her hands into the first row. That is a Mary Washington point. They needed that first one in a while. It'll give the talented Jordan Lyons the ball at the service line. Her stat line is incredible. She does everything and really never has to come off the court. Kaylee Keogh. Oh, yeah. Heavy artillery and some shrapnel at the end. It ricocheted off one of our referees there as the libero, Hannah Liverman, could not handle it from Kaylee Keogh. Firepower from KK. Lynchburg by 3 again, 11-8. Cassie Blackmore to serve. Right down the middle, one-on-one solo stuff by Meinhardt, but it went out of play. Wow. You gotta love the effort there from Ava Meinhardt. That was eyeball to eyeball, just one-on-one stuff. Unfortunately for her, the ricochet went out of bounds. Livermon, the libero, serves to her counterpart Blackmore. Meinhardt will take another slash into the net, play on, joust coming. Whose point? Mary Washington's. That was a good battle above the tape there. High wire act from both of those teams. Meinhardt is a freshman. She's been involved in quite a few of those net jousts already this season, but she's going to get better and better with that as the game, or as her game progresses and her career goes on. How about the dive from Lyons? So good there. Meinhardt with a block. Keogh will platform one to Maya Green. The setter will take a rip. Have a cut, Maya Green. She is pumped, and why wouldn't she be? 12-10, Lynchburg by 2. This is great stuff. Jana Leak will enter back in the game to serve. Green and Barlow having some fun as they run over there to the bench. Have another look. There's Meinhardt with the block, and then Green taking a rip. It's one that barely made it over the tape. It was tough to judge for Lynchburg. Mary Washington will get back within 1. But that's a part of Maya Green's game we've been talking about so much more in the last month, too. When you think about setters scoring and attacking, you think about the dinks and the dumps. But Maya Green is the kind of player, she can just take a swing as well. Kaylee Keogh, if anybody can take a swing, it's KK. Handled through the rafters, free ball coming to the libero. Leak will set. Spainauer coming right down Main Street. Oh, yeah. Really good right there from Lynchburg. Back up 2, 13-11. This is where when you're thinking about an upset, got to keep the foot on the gas. Do the things that have got you to this point. Don't change anything now if you're Lynchburg. Don't play defensively now. Leak will lay out. Blackmore, platform one's to Tori Williamson, handled by Mary Washington. Good exchange. Back set there, right down the line. That was impressive. Court vision and a good set over there as well. Chloe Croson, Offensive Player of the Week for a reason. That was nice by Croson. She averages 2.2 kills per set, swinging at 346. I mean, an efficient attacker. Bump set to Lyons, blocked. Play on. Mary Washington looks to rebuild. Hoisted up by KK. She'll take 1 and 3. Roll shot there. See if Mary Washington can take advantage. They can. Another outstanding set by Lauren Foley. I was just about to talk about Lauren Foley when Lynchburg started to make their big run. We're tied up 13-13. But Foley really impressed the Lynchburg coaching staff as a setter. You just can't get a read on where she's going. She really opens things up for her offense because there's not many tells. You can't figure out which side she's going to set as she gets in rhythm and gets under those balls. And she can attack a little bit as well, although her kills per set number is not very high. She prefers to distribute and be that point guard out there. Foley will set Jordan Lyon near left side. Strong cross-court swing, but that's out. Lynchburg is back up 2. Mary Washington tied it at 13 all. Now Lynchburg up 15-13. This is Ava Meinhardt serving. Another talented freshman from Jefferson City, Missouri. That one into the net for a service error, and the Eagles are back within 1. Say hello to any Mary Washington fans tuning in. Hopefully we got a few watching. Beautiful campus up there in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And they have got an outstanding team, 19-1 this season. Good serve from the setter, Lauren Foley. How about that? Princess Salafu again. Thank you very much. Another kill for her, 16-14. Here comes Maya Green and Abby Barlow back in the game. Referees blow the whistle. I don't think they were quite ready for the subs yet. And back to the substitution pattern. Lynchburg subs quite a bit. Mary Washington, with players like Jordan Lyons, who can go everywhere and play all the rotations, get to save your subs that way. And if you get in one of those games that goes more than 25 points, you don't run out of subs. You're never really out of position or out of order. Great blessing to have. Good exchange right here. Kaylee Keough slides into one. Salafu wanted to attack in the middle again. Got blocked, covered by Green. Over to Tori Williamson, blocked as well. Lynchburg will rebuild again. Williamson, she'll try, different shot. Wise decision. Mary Washington handles that one as well. Free ball coming over. Barlow to Green. Looking for Williamson, just barely got a piece of it. How'd she stay out of the net right there? Good rally, and a good soft touch. Out or in, out, Lynchburg's point. Beautiful rally. Just outstanding volleyball all the way around. Those are ones that take a little bit out of you if you're Mary Washington, where you work so hard, blocking so well at the net. Seems to take some wind out of your sails. See how the Eagles respond. It'll be Lyons. She got stuffed. Soft one coming back over for Lynchburg. Tori Williamson got blocked, but that spins out, and it's a point. Lynchburg by 4. Biggest lead of the evening so far, 18-14. But the game plan Lynchburg's had on Jordan Lyons. How about a timeout? Alex Hinsey wants to talk things over with his Eagles squad. Great start for Lynchburg. They're on top by 4. Set 1 action between the Hornets and the Eagles on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. What a great start for Lynchburg. They lead 18-14, set one action on Wayne Profit Court inside Turner Gymnasium. Tough serve there from Abby Barlow. Barlow will try to go overhand to tap that one up, but unable to. Skips off, out of play, 18-15. Mary Washington took the first time out of the game. Maybe a little groggy getting off the bus. You just never know, because when you're talking about upsets, and again, I think on paper you have to admit it would be an upset for Lynchburg. Hornets are 8-8 after all. Mary Washington 19-1. But when you're talking about upsets, it's tricky because you got to give the team doing the upsetting their share of credit. It's not always that the team favored to win is doing something wrong. Nice touch there by Tori Williamson to get a point. 19-15. Morgan Clark will come on. I think she's going to go back to the service line. She had a nice long serving run that got Lynchburg, really got them going early. It was a 3-0 Mary Washington lead at the very beginning of the game. But then after that initial sequence, Lynchburg really seemed to take control. Service error right there for Lynchburg. We'll check in on some of those stats. Yeah, 2 serving errors apiece. No aces just yet. Lynchburg swinging it at .355. There's a serving error for Jordan Lyons. Lynchburg, 20-16, first to 20. Always worth pointing out. Cassie Blackmore to serve now. She's in the back row with Clark and Abby Barlow. Lynchburg has Green, Meinhardt, and Keogh up front. That one barely trickled through the block and will give Mary Washington their 17th point of the game. Hannah Liverman, junior from Alexandria, Virginia, to serve. She's been over the 18 dig mark 17 times this year. 7 times this year. Kaylee Keogh just powering through the block right there. It wasn't quite closed off on that far right side, and KK took advantage. Jana Leak back in the game. Talk about serving. She was destructive from the service line on Saturday in the win against Shenandoah. 8 aces, career high for her, and that's actually the most aces in a game for Lynchburg since Sophia Rucker had 12 last October. That's actually the second highest mark all time in program history. Tops is 18, so you got a long way to go before you get that. Lynchburg, Leak, and Spainhour tried to dig that one out of the mesh but couldn't quite pull it up. 21-18, Hornets by 3. Lauren Foley, the setter, back in to serve. Mary Washington sporting the dark blue with the white and light blue trim. Sort of the UNC Tar Heels color scheme. Lynchburg, of course, in their home whites with the black shorts. Kaylee Keogh, rise and fire. She sent that one right at the outstanding defender Lyons, and Jordan Lyons couldn't handle it. 22-18. Back to the upset factor. Also worth pointing out, Mary Washington has not lost a set in their last 4 games. It's been 4 straight sweeps, 12 set wins in a row. Middle attack coming. Keogh stuck out the right arm, then tried to go to 2, but that didn't work either. And the lead is now back to 3, 22-19. 7 wins in a row for Mary Washington. And we've got a long way to go in this one. Even if Lynchburg wins the first set, still a lot of heavy lifting to do. But you would have to feel great about that start. Got to feel great about the start anyway. Lyons went through the block. It was hovering right behind Meinhardt and Breeze Spainhour. They just couldn't quite turn around in time to get that ball back airborne. 22-20, Mary Washington within 2. Like all good teams, they don't go away when they fall down. They're coming back at you. Keogh, serve, receive. Fast action set to Meinhardt. That's handled. Free ball coming. KK. Leak has to get that one off the net. Here comes Tori Williamson flying in. Good swing at that. Now Jordan Lyons will do the job. Bump set for Spainhour. Just had to get it over. Now Mary Washington can really get in system. Oh, unfortunate there. That ball slid right in front of Cassie Blackmore, and Kaylee Keogh was to the side. She couldn't get there. Mary Washington within 1. Timeout on the court. This time Lynchburg head coach Hannah Givens has taken it. We'll step aside for a 30-second break as well. Tight finish to set one coming. Lynchburg by 1 on LHSN.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Lynchburg had the lead up to 4, but now just a 1-point advantage for the home team Hornets, trying to spring the upset over the 19-1 Mary Washington Eagles. Kyle Haney hanging out with you. Wednesday night volleyball, actually our second to last home game here at Lynchburg, which is sad. Bittersweet anyway. We're going to enjoy what we have left. Leak set Meinhardt. She got sent back in the wrong direction, and we're tied 22-22. Great rally, great response from Mary Washington. I've already said it once, but the good teams, they'll find a way. Even if they get off to a slow start, they're going to come back. You don't get to be 19-1 by not coming back from a few deficits here or there. Ooh, little touch shot that finds the floor for Lynchburg. 23-22. Hornets within 2, but sporting a 1-point lead. Ava Meinhardt serving. Princess Salafu back in the game. Salafu, Williamson, and Spainauer up front. Jump serve from Meinhardt. Good line drive there, just over the net. Back row attack coming. Leak fends it off. Platform set for Tori Williamson. She flies in. Good job by Jordan Lyons. Pull that off the floor. Strong strike from off court by Chloe Croson. Offensive player of the week. Her efficiency is just unreal. On Saturday, they had 2 games on Saturday. Mary Washington beat Virginia Wesleyan and also St. Lawrence on Saturday. Chloe Croson was perfect both days. 10 kills, no errors in the first game. What a touch by Leak. That'll stop the point about the offensive attack, but there you go, right on cue. Mary Washington will get another point. Eagles within 1 now. 24-23. Let's keep it right here for the moment. We've taken the last 2 timeouts to breathe. It's 24-23. Mary Washington on top. Back to Croson. 2 games Saturday for Mary Washington. They swept Virginia Wesleyan. They swept St. Lawrence. First game, she had 7 kills, no errors. Second game, she has 10 kills, no errors. So a perfect day total for Chloe Croson. Back to that efficiency. She not only scores, she gets set a lot, but she really makes the most of it as we get some outstanding replays from our LHSN team. It's once again a day where we're short in numbers, but very long and strong in talent. Josh Smith doing his thing over there with the replays. We've got Sebastian on the camera. And you would never know from watching this broadcast that it's only 3 of us up here. You'd think we had an entire team. Lynchburg's going to need something big now, though. It's Mary Washington 24-23. Got to win by 2, of course. Play to 25, must win by 2. Best 3 out of 5 sets. And, of course, if you get to that 5th set, you only go to 15 there. Leak will set Williamson. What a shot. Overpass. Let's see if Lynchburg can take advantage. Leak going to go back to Tori Williamson on that side. And, yeah, tool the block, spins out. We're tied 24-24. Going to need extra points again. This will be the 11th set this season that Lynchburg has gone over 25. 11th set that's basically gone into overtime, if you want to use another sports analogy. Extra points, extra innings. Abby Barlow in to serve. That was really good from Tori Williamson. First shot was so strong, and then Lynchburg got the overpass. Why not go back to Williamson again? You know she's lined up. You know she's seeing it and feeling it. Speaking of seeing it and feeling it, a score again from Chloe Croson. 25-24. Second set point of the opening stanza here for Mary Washington. Lynchburg fended off the first one. See how the Hornets can do on this. Jump, float serve. Green will set Tori Williamson. Went back to her. Sent the defender straight backwards. Jordan Lyons will get one to tip off and down. And that's how the first set will end. Pretty impressive there for both sides. Mary Washington just enough to power through in the end. They win it 26-24. Set 2 on the way next. It's college volleyball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season. The confetti is going to fall.
There she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
Set 1 goes to Mary Washington, 26-24. It was hard fought, though. The Eagles get their 13th set victory in a row, but they had to seriously work for it. Lynchburg with a great fight. We had 5 ties, 2 lead changes. Hornets were up as much as 4 at one point. 20-16, I think, was a key score line that's standing out. But Mary Washington really powered back to win set number 1. A few statistical thoughts. Chloe Croson, 7 kills, no errors. So she is at it again with her efficient offensive attack. Just does not make a lot of mistakes. I mean, how impressive is that? That's 7 kills on just 11 attacks as well. So percentage-wise, she is swinging it at .636. 17 kills total and just 2 errors for Mary Washington. Lynchburg was led by Kaylee Keough with 5 kills. Tori Williamson had 5. And a whole host of players added 2, including Maya Green. Remember that big swing from Maya Green? That was huge. Momentum type of play. Soft touch in there from Caitlin Birch. That's a point. Back to that efficiency. You see the heavy block coming. You see that block pressed tight to the net. So you just drop it in over. Just nice touch right there. Back row can't get in quick enough to spatula that one up. And it's just it's a really good offensive game plan for Mary Washington. Of course, it starts with the serve, receive, and all those things. Overpass coming. Keough takes it, and then down the line, wrist away shot from Meinhardt, but that's out of play, it looks like. It'll be Mary Washington point, 2-0. So, yeah, we've seen a lot of things you have to like as a coach or a volleyball fan. I think Coach Hannah Gibbons got to really be proud of her team in that first set. I know they don't end up winning it, and you can say, well, they blew a 4-point lead and all those things, but I think you got to take some confidence away from playing with a ranked team. That's another thing that maybe we haven't pointed out enough. 22nd ranked team in the country right now, Mary Washington. So you take a ranked team to the limit, extra points, you have a lead on them. I think you got to take some confidence away from that if you're Hannah Gibbons. I don't think it'll do you a lot of good to be negative about it. I think you just got to have the message, hey, gang, that's what we're capable of right there. We can play with anybody when we play our A game. We can do some great things as well. Just got to put it together with the consistency. We've pointed that out all season long about Lynchburg and their young squad. 5 freshmen, 9 sophomore, 2 juniors, 1 senior for Lynchburg. So think about that. It's 14 quote-unquote underclassmen. 14 sophomores and freshmen. Another soft touch over the top there from Chloe Croson. She loves that. But how do you stop it? You got to get your block up tight and try to time it up right. And if you bring your back row defender in any closer, then she'll go down the line and use those openings. Just an outstanding player, Chloe Croson. Back to the roster breakdown there. It's 5 freshmen, 9 sophomore for Lynchburg. For Mary Washington, 4 freshmen, 3 sophomores. So they've got 7 of those quote-unquote underclassmen. They have 9 juniors and 5 seniors, 1 fifth year. Also, 22 on the roster for Mary Washington. They got a good mix of players from the Commonwealth of Virginia, too. 10 players from Virginia, 5 from Maryland, 4 from Pennsylvania, a couple from North Carolina. Always pretty cool to scan those rosters and see a town that you've been to one time. Bree Spainauer, she's been to the top of the ladder one time and throwing it down from the far right side. Bree Spainauer, the outstanding 2-sports star. She'll be getting ready for basketball season here. Midnight Madness coming up Friday night at midnight, or perhaps we should be saying early Saturday morning if you want to get really technical. But yeah, basketball season almost underway. Lions had to fend one off, sent it way over cross court. Maya Green will get down and shovel that one up to the top. Tori Williamson went down the line, handled by Mary Washington. Jordan Lyons will get a look. Abby Barlow up high. Now Blackmore platforms it up, and Williamson sent that into the net. 6-4, Mary Washington leads. Yeah, we got some great stuff planned for you this weekend. Not only is it Midnight Madness, the start of men's and women's basketball season. Just practice, of course. Not a real game Friday at midnight or anything, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But we've got all kinds of homecoming festivities. Our Hall of Fame dinner and banquet on Friday. Oh, that was maximum firepower from the far left side there. It looked to be number 9, Emily Flam, maybe? Possibly Flam over there on that left side. We'll get a replay, perhaps. Jordan Lyons serving. That'll end up being an ace. 7-4. Now you sense Mary Washington starting to impose their will a little bit, dominate the game, play more like they want to. Yeah, there it is. There it is. No, it's not Flam. It's number 27, Brianna Miller. I beg your pardon. She is the only 5th year. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Lions will send that one into the net for a service error. But yeah, homecoming festivities are going to be a blast. 2 full days and nights of fun. 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony and dinner begins at 7 p.m. right here inside Turner. Morgan Clark back in the game to serve, by the way. Let a good one rip there, and there's a block by Green and Salafu. Midnight Madness officially beginning at 11:45 p.m. on Friday. So it does begin Friday night and then carries over into Saturday morning. Lions will attack down the middle from the back row. Lynchburg in system. Green tried to dump. This ball kind of got flailed around. Lions will two-hand one push to Abby Barlow. Kaylee Keogh got stuffed. Pretty firm block there on the near side. Anytime Kaylee Keough gets sent back, you know the defense did something right. And it's an 8-6 Mary Washington lead. This is the libero, number 5, Hannah Liverman, serving. Fortunate there, off the tape and down. Barlow couldn't get to it in time. 3-point advantage now for Mary Washington. Going back to homecoming, if you fast forward to Saturday, October 21st, Schellenberger Field is the place to be. 5 games total. It begins at 9 a.m. with women's lacrosse alumni game. Men's lacrosse will play their alumni game. Got men's soccer, women's soccer, and field hockey all on Schellenberger Saturday. Swim will have a meet at the Liberty Natatorium against Mary Washington, in fact. I think I'm going to be over there for that one, at least part of it anyway. That will be broadcasted on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. You'd think we're stretched thin right now with just 3 people in the press box. Saturday, with all those games going on, who knows how we're going to make it happen. But we're going to make it happen, and it's going to be a blast. Hope you can make your plans to join us in person for some of homecoming, or at the very least online. Get in on the fun here at the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Okay, we got some of our announcements and things out of the way. Good job by Barlow and Blackmore to fend that one off and get it to Kaylee Keough. Nice rally there that Mary Washington will win. Back to the good teams. They seem to find a way to win more of those long rallies. They hold their nerve. They keep the fundamentals in order. They keep attacking. You might get blocked one time, but they rebuild, reorganize. They find a way. Get some of those close ones off the floor with the spatula. Just an outstanding team to watch. I'll tell you what, Lynchburg is playing right with them, though. Like the fight that the Hornets are showing. Sometimes you play to your competition, and that's both up and down. Sometimes you bring your best against the best teams. I think Lynchburg's doing that right now. Green will set Kaylee Keough. She's been blocked a couple times, so she decided to go to the back line, and that was wise. Jordan Lyons couldn't handle it. Off her fingertips and out. Lynchburg trailing by 4, 12-8. Reinforcements in off the bench include Jana Leak and also Bree Spainauer. Leak, Spainauer, they join Cassie Blackmore, Morgan Clark, Ava Meinhardt, and Kaylee Keough. Middle attack coming, left-handed swing from Chloe Croson. That's ferocious. She can score it from all the areas. Chloe Croson continues to have an outstanding night. Grab some live stats on Croson. Wonder if she's still perfect hitting-wise. There's Bree Spainauer that got one through the block and down for a point. 13-9. Stuff by Bree Spainauer. Chloe Croson's got 9 kills total. And she has 0 errors. 9 kills on 14 attacks. Make it 10 kills on 15 attacks. Now, Chloe Croson, the left-hander from Winchester, Virginia, is just scoring with reckless abandon. She is wrecking the volleyball. And then she can go to those touch shots, too. Very impressive. One of the best we've seen this year. Strong serve that is out of play. And that'll be Lynchburg's 10th point of set number 2. Mary Washington does lead 1-0. That was a 26-24 win. 11th time Lynchburg has played a set over 25 this season. Extra points. Ooh, that was close. That's in. That's an ace for Ava Meinhardt. Perfectly placed on the back line. Lynchburg within 3. Maybe a little rally coming here for the Hornets. Sometimes you just never know what play is going to spark that rally. Maybe it's not even an individual play. I think sometimes when you're trying to tell the story of the game, you want it to be an individual play. You want to point back and say, it was that kill that did it. But sometimes it's not always that easy or that digestible. Sometimes it's hard to know what changes the momentum. That could be a momentum changer as Croson will get another one from this near side. Kaylee Keough got the left hand on it. Could not keep it off the hardwood. 15-11. Maybe the mini rally stifled and stymied at the moment. Lynchburg back in action Saturday against Virginia Wesleyan, a team that lost in straight sets to Mary Washington. So Lynchburg could use this, regardless of what happens. Lynchburg, I think, could use this as a confidence builder for Saturday. They can say, look, we took Mary Washington to extra points. We had a win in our sights. That was major speed from number 9, Emily Flam. That one's right. That was number 9, Flam. 5'11" junior from Spotsylvania. Let's stay here for this timeout break and continue the thought about Saturday and the rest of the season for Lynchburg. You could potentially use this as a confidence builder, regardless of how the night ends up. And you're saying to yourself, look, we played with Mary Washington. We took them to the limit. We had their back on the ropes, back to the wall. We had a 4-point lead, and they swept Virginia Wesleyan. So all we got to do is play that brand of volleyball and play it consistently for 3 or 4 or potentially even 5 sets. And we can go on the road and shock go on the road and shock Virginia Wesleyan, I should say. Give them their first conference loss potentially. But yeah, next for Lynchburg, it's in Virginia Beach, taking on the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan, Saturday, October 21st. That's the only Lynchburg team, I think, that's really got to go on the road this weekend, homecoming weekend. That is a noon start down there in Virginia Beach. And then fast forward to a week from today, October 25th. That'll be senior night here. Final home game, at least of the regular season anyway, for Lynchburg, as they'll host the Guilford Quakers. We'll get to honor the senior Princess Salafu, one of my favorites, I think a fan favorite for everybody. Salafu in your screen right there. Number 15, 5'8" senior from Nashville, Tennessee. Princess Salafu. Can't wait to talk more about her next week. And we're probably going to be talking about her again in this game too, because she is one of those impact players for sure. Lynchburg will need some impact as they trail by 5 in set number 2. And they are down 1-0. Little laugh there as number 7, Brenna Campbell, wanted to get the serve going. The referee blew the whistle and stopped because there was one of the spare volleyballs just kind of rolling around. And that's another one, maybe if you're not an astute fan, it's not just one volleyball the whole time. They'll use multiple. So when one goes out to a sideline, you can just throw another one back into the server and kind of speed it up that way. Like most sports, there's more than one ball. There'll be more serves to come for Brenna Campbell. She is a junior from Pennsylvania for Mary Washington, as they now lead by 6, 17-11. Green wants to back set Brees Spainhour. Lions kept it going. Salafu ripped at one. Free ball coming. Blackmore will get it to Jana Leak. Now the set's over near left side for Tori Williamson, but she got sent back. 18-11. Mary Washington by 7. So let's keep running down this Lynchburg schedule just a bit more. On the road, Saturday at Virginia Wesleyan. Home in 1 week against Guilford, final home game. And then fast forward to October 28th, that weekend, they'll take on Catholic and Juniata in Pennsylvania. 2-for-1 deal there. Haven't played one of those since early season. Oh, nice job by Williamson to score on the move there. Don't think it was exactly where she wanted it, but adjusted the route slightly, adjusted in air slightly, and scored a nice one. Lynchburg down 6. So 2 games in 1 day on Saturday, October 28th, and then first weekend of November, they'll take on Huntington Friday, November 3rd. It'll be 2-for-1 on Saturday, November 4th against Covenant and Oglethorpe. Those games in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. That's just a fun place to talk about. That is just over the state line from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Lookout Mountain, Georgia. So that'll be a good trip for Lynchburg. And then November 7th, Tuesday, ODAC quarterfinal action. It does look like Lynchburg has basically secured a spot. I don't know if it's quite in ink yet or in stone, but they've basically secured a spot in that ODAC tournament. Probably looking at the 7th seed for Lynchburg. I think there's a chance they could sneak into the 6th spot, and there's a chance they could potentially fall to the 8th spot. But that's the way the conference standings look right now. And, of course, all that information is available on the ODAC website. You can get there from Lynchburg.com. Another timeout on the court. We will take this one. It's an 8-point advantage for Mary Washington. Set 2 action from inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Short timeout. Our teams are back on the court. Mary Washington leading 20-12 over the University of Lynchburg Hornets. My name is Kyle Haney. So glad you're spending some time with us, volleyball fans, on a Wednesday night. Jordan Lyons, she was one of our players to watch. She was really the player to watch for Mary Washington, but that's probably slightly unfair to the rest of the ball club. Lyons is just so impressive in so many ways, offensively, defensively. See a good serve there that caused Lynchburg to struggle just a bit. That one actually misplayed at the net. That's a Hornet point. And Morgan Clark is back in to serve for Lynchburg. 5'4" sophomore from Virginia Beach. She's had more than 2 or more aces 4 times this season. Morgan Clark's serving has been getting better and better as the year goes on. Offensive attack from the middle there for Mary Washington. And back to what makes them so good, different attacking options, and they'll do it from all over the court. Both pins, the middle, they'll attack from the back row. All those things you want from your offensive unit. And the prowess of their setter, Lauren Foley, is very good. Other setters include Brooke Cunningham and also Brenna Campbell. We've seen Brenna Campbell out there some today. Cassie Blackmore, the libero, serving for Lynchburg. That was Brenna Campbell setting that one, and that was Emily Flam letting it fire from the near right side. Substitutes back in the game include Lauren Foley, number 24. Serving it well for Mary Washington. Distributing the ball equally well, or perhaps even better. Steps into that one. There's a nice left of center attack from Ava Meinhardt. Good job by Lynchburg to open up the court a little bit. Meinhardt saw the seam, attacked it well. 22-15. Lynchburg is down 1-0. Obviously, you don't want to fall down 2-0. That seems like a cliche. Good strong serve from Jana Leak. Mary Washington's going to keep this one alive. Lynchburg in system, trying to take advantage. Wow. Kaylee Keogh blocked and roofed. Caitlin Birch and Chloe Croson in the middle. Once again, if you can just straight stuff Kaylee Keogh like that, you've done something right from a defensive perspective. That was impressive. That window closed quickly. Slight misplay on a tough serve, and now Mary Washington is got a set point in their sights, 24-15. See if Lynchburg can get a little mini rally, confidence type of rally perhaps. Maybe you don't come back and win the set, but you score 3 or 4 in a row. Give you something to build on possibly for set 3. Tipped at the net, and then I think it's down. Yeah, Caitlin Birch, that's in, and that's a set 2 win for Mary Washington. Eagles got tested severely in set 1, quite a bit more comfortable in set 2. Mary Washington wins it 25-15. They go for the road sweep in set 3. It's coming up next on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
The Mary Washington Eagles lead on the road 2-0. First set was a close one, 26-24. Lynchburg actually had a 4-point lead in set one. The Eagles came storming back. Set two, quite a bit more comfortable. We had 3 ties in set two, but no lead changes. And that speaks to how Mary Washington really dominated that one. Chloe Croson, volleyball fans, she has been outstanding. Junior from Winchester. She is currently perfect with 11 kills, no errors. That's on 17 swings. And if you go back to this weekend, I want to talk about that again. Against Virginia Wesleyan, she had 10 kills, no errors on 14 swings. Against St. Lawrence, also on Saturday, October 14th, 7 kills on 8 swings, no errors there. So she hasn't made an error, an attacking error. You got to go all the way back to October 11th to find the last time she did that. It has been just an offensive masterpiece from Chloe Croson. She was the C2C, that's the Coast to Coast Conference. She was their Offensive Player of the Week last week. And a performance like this, I think she might be in line for that award again. They do play, they being Mary Washington, they do play Friday, October the 20th. That's at Christopher Newport. It'll be a tough matchup for the Eagles. But Chloe Croson definitely on our all-LHSN team for this season as far as talents we've seen. There's a talented gal, Bree Spainauer, just cranking one down the middle. Lynchburg's first point of the third set. Kaylee Keogh to serve. It'll be interesting. Got to talk to Coach Hannah Givens and women's basketball coach Allison Nichols and see what the practice plan and all that is like for Bree Spainauer as she does the two-sport thing again this year. All our coaches here at Lynchburg work so well with each other. And they're going to find a natural balance there, I'm sure. If you have a 5-set game and Bree Spainauer's jump count's way up there, she played a lot, and then Coach Nichols give her an easy workout for basketball. Maybe just shoot a little bit. Spainauer will score again, right on cue. Talking about number 12, Bree Spainauer, 5'10" sophomore from Rural Hall, North Carolina. She had a really good day on Saturday against Shenandoah, too. 8 kills, 26 attacks. There were a bunch of Lynchburg players that just had really outstanding stat lines. We've talked about Jana Leak already. How about that? There's a stat, blocked and roofed. Princess Salafu, Tori Williamson teaming up for the stuff and a tie game, 3-3. Perhaps more confidence and momentum for Lynchburg. Ava Meinhardt to serve. Princess Salafu was one that had a great stat line Saturday in the win against Shenandoah. What a dig by Kaylee Keogh. How did she excavate that one up? Overpass, maybe turned into a net joust. It's a Lynchburg point. Back to Princess Salafu on Saturday real quick season high, 11 kills Saturday against Shenandoah. So multiple players setting those season high and career highs. Jay Malik, 8 aces, 9 points total, 24 assists. Line drive serve from Meinhardt. That was good, and that leads to a point for Lynchburg. Bree Spainauer will get credit for it, but it starts with the outstanding serve. There's a look at the roof there. Yeah, Lakeside Drive Roofing Company putting the top on. Lynchburg by 2, 5-3. All right, they're in this position again. They've been here once. Lynchburg leading by 3 now. Led by 4 in that first set and couldn't close the deal. Maybe after you've been to that point once, now you know what it takes against a great team. You got a better chance maybe to come away with set 3. Still early here. Just 9 points in, of course. Look at these serves from Meinhardt. It's a line drive float, another block, but that one will not find the court. Gotta like what Lynchburg's doing up front. Yeah, Hornets actually had 0 blocks in the first 2 sets. Mary Washington 8. They've been a wall defensively up front. But Lynchburg's starting to get the block a little more engaged. Gotta like that. As a coach, you really like that because you've been saying that to your team. Hey, let's get tougher up front. Let's get to the right spots. Let's read the sets. Let's read the attackers. Let's get there. Let's time it up. So when your team starts doing that, like Lynchburg is in set 3, makes you feel real good. Nice positive feedback there. 7-4, Lynchburg by 3. Subs had to wait just a moment again. It's multiple times we've seen the official not get on the players, but the players just a little overzealous, running on. You got to get the official to let you in there and make sure everything's correct in the scorebook and all those things. Nice serve on the move by Foley, and then Jordan Lyons will score it on the move as well. Mary Washington back within 2. They've got changes coming as well. That is number 7, Brenna Campbell in, and also number 9, Emily Flam. We've seen both of those players. Campbell, I believe she has taken the ball to serve here. One of the setters that the Eagles have used. There's the libero for Lynchburg, Cassie Blackmore. Green will set Salafu. Oh yeah, take a rip one time, senior, and get the point. Princess Salafu, 8-5. Getting her more involved in the offense as well. The senior Princess Salafu. Hey, worth pointing out again, fans, before we get too deep into this third set, it is our Breast Cancer Awareness Night. I bought my t-shirt to help out and support the cause. You can visit lynchburgsports.com, click on the volleyball page, and get more information about how you can help out. You can check out the Lynchburg Volleyball Instagram. They're doing a great job keeping that one up. It was Sydney Phillips on the IG takeover today for Lynchburg. That was fun, watching Sydney Phillips bounce around campus, and people were asking her questions and all that fun stuff. And if you're not social media savvy or you're not Instagram high, then you just won't really even care about that stuff. But I think it's fun. Nice touch shot there by Maya Green, handled by Mary Washington. Barlow will dig one up. Green's going to set Salafu again, try to go to the far sideline, and that's out of play. Don't hate the look there by Princess Salafu, because you know you're going to have to hit some tough shots and maybe take a chance here or there to try to score it against this really good Mary Washington defense. They cover the court so nicely. Talked about the block also, so you know you probably can't go straight there if you're Princess Salafu. How about that one? Hard and straight from Kaylee Keogh. Hello, number 17. She's back in the mix. Another player who had a great game against Shenandoah. We left her out. Career high 17 kills. 17 for number 17. It's just a career day for so many players for Lynchburg, and they needed it against a tough Shenandoah squad. Slight mishit by Maya Green. She'll try again. 2 hands that time. Whoa, how'd they get that off the floor? That was impressive, and then Green and Ava Meinhardt will make a more impressive block. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Green tried to score a couple ways there on that exchange. And finally, she'll get a point on the block assist there with Ava Meinhardt. That was fun. 11-7. Lynchburg by 4. Lions will lift one up. That is hit and tooled out of play by number 14, Emma Hadley. part of the offensive package there on display for Mary Washington. That was a look at Jordan Lyons. She started it with the serve receive. Now here comes the libero Hannah Liverman to serve. Picks out Barlow. Green will set KK. Tap back, not your conventional block, kind of a pogo stick, jumping twice in a short amount of time there for Mary Washington, but that's down for a point. Caitlin Birch, I think, getting credit on that one. Eagles within 2, 11-9. Lynchburg by the deuce. Liverman to serve. This time it's Clark in the middle that gets it. Green for Meinhardt. What a dive there by Lyons, but she can't keep it in play. Hit off the scorer's table in front of our great friends Tim LaDuca, Sports Information Director, Athletics Communication Director, and Ryan Turner, our brand new men's volleyball coach, over there helping out with the stats again today as well. Can't wait for men's volleyball in this gym. It'll be January 2025. Lynchburg's going to keep this one alive, and Kaylee Keough is going to get a point. Great hustle there. It's a hustle play that leads to an offensive opportunity for KK, who is dangerous anytime, any place. So even though that one wasn't in system, Lynchburg scores it, and they lead 13-9. Jana Leak serving tough, picks out Lyons. Rise and fire there. Good swing by Brianna Miller. Her 5th year, showing her class. 13-10. Eagles back within 3. Lauren Foley set her back in to serve. Both setters have served, interestingly enough, for Mary Washington. So it's not quite what Lynchburg's doing, where Maya Green plays in the front row and sets, and then Jana Leak plays in the back row and serves and sets. Leak will get an assist, and Ava Meinhardt will get a point. Freshman from Jefferson City, Missouri, swinging it well again today. Ava Meinhardt, 1.8 kills per set in the last 10 games. And really, as you get further and further into a season, this is game 17, you got to start looking at some of those last 5, last 10 stats, because sometimes that stuff you did in early September really isn't indicative of the kind of volleyball you're playing right now. Great rally here. Lynchburg's had some awesome scoring looks, but Mary Washington's defense is just outstanding. Serious gardening on the back row with the digs here. Lynchburg will try again in system. Tori Williamson, what a play! The libero pulled that one up, but ball handling error, I believe. And Lynchburg will finally get a point. How hard did they have to work there? It was just attack and rebuild. Mary Washington got some good swings off in that exchange too. Kaylee Keough floats one long. That's out of play. Lynchburg had their biggest lead of the night at 5, but now that's trimmed down to 4. 15-11. Hornets on top in set 3. They trail 2 sets to none, but you would not know it with the way they're playing right now here in set 3. Good crowd inside Turner tonight as well. Hadn't talked about that yet. Tori Williamson, strong strike, even better dig over there by the talented libero, Hannah Liverman. But another point for Lynchburg. They are back up 5 again. Princess Salafu returns to the front row. Go back to the crowd here briefly. I figured, with men's soccer taking on Ferrum at 4 and then women's soccer getting ready to crank up, just didn't know how big the crowd would be here inside Turner tonight, with the student section maybe split amongst a couple games, but we've got a nice group in here. They have showed their appreciation. Mary Washington traveling well. They got a lot of fans in the house. I think I pointed out earlier, 10 players from the Commonwealth of Virginia for Mary Washington. So theoretically, for some of these fans, it could be a closer trip than the games in Fredericksburg. Miss hit on the serve will give Lynchburg a point, 17-12. Hornets by 5. Maya Green and Abby Barlow are coming back in. Another one where the officials ask them to wait just a little bit. Now the green light has been given. Enter when ready here for Lynchburg's 2 reinforcements off the bench. Up front, it's Green, Salafu, and Williamson. Back row includes Barlow serving, Kaylee Keough, Cassie Blackmore, the libero. Foley's going to set Croson. Great dig by Barlow getting on the floor. Tori Williamson will take a hack. Barlow again. Green setter attack. Not there. Princess Salafu will cover. Back to Green. Williamson, far left side. Try again. Lyons one-handed one. Free ball coming. Let's see if Lynchburg can take advantage. Salafu on the slide, punches it through the block. Another outstanding exchange for Lynchburg. Another rally that shows what they are capable of as a unit. Timeout on the court. Lynchburg by 6, 18-12. Set 3 action inside Turner Gymnasium here on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Back to volleyball here inside Turner Gymnasium. Kyle Haney hanging out. I'm going to get a special guest on real quick after we see a big swing there from Chloe Croson. It's OG. It's Oscar Garcia of the Lynchburg baseball team. Oscar, thanks for popping in here. And I know you're a huge volleyball fan as well. So what do you want to talk about first, volleyball or baseball?
We got to keep talking about baseball. I appreciate you having me in here, Kyle. Kyle's the man, so every time I get a chance to talk to him, no matter what sport, the guy who knows thousands of sports, I really enjoy it. So.
Well, I enjoy having fun, too. We're going to get to honor the baseball team Friday night at the Hall of Fame dinner. That's going to be exciting. I know you're looking forward to that. Any nerves or anything, or it's all good vibes for you?
No, the vibes on that dinner should be as high as they could go. I mean, it's like what the guys did last year is unreal. It's really hard to believe, and sometimes I'm still in that pinch me mode. And I think Friday's is going to be a good time to just celebrate, so we're excited.
Yeah, we'll get to have some fun on the golf course before that as well. Of course, if you don't know, fans, Lynchburg baseball, we get a timeout to talk. Perfect. Lynchburg by 3 right now, volleyball-wise. But Lynchburg baseball national champions in 2023. That felt like a dream. It felt like a dream season, but it was real, man. We woke up and it was real. Give us your perspective. I know you can't sum it up here in the next 5 minutes. You can't sum up a whole season in 5 minutes, but tell us some of the emotions and some of the things you were thinking about.
Yeah, no, I can't sum that up. But honestly, and I think my big belief is that coach tells you before the season that they know they're going to win a national championship, they're lying to you. We did not. I mean, of course, we knew we were good. We had really good seasons before that, but nobody goes out there with the mindset of, oh, we're good enough to win a national championship. And it honestly didn't really hit me until we were there and actually having some success that I was like, oh, we might have a chance to win this thing. But I mean, everything goes back to the players, and the support that not only the players get from this university and support staff and coaches, but it's just everything about Lynchburg sports. That's what they breathe. They want that. That's the expectation. Sports are hard, and you can't get there every single time, but that's definitely expectations, and we had all the support to get there. So.
Well, I think you guys on that coaching staff, and I'll extend this all across the university, especially with the volleyball staff, you seem to do a great job working with players. It used to be back in the day, it was kind of the boss sort of thing where the coach would boss the players around, and if you don't like it, blah, blah, blah. But now it feels like you guys and gals just work with the players so much and talk about that relationship. You bring in talent, and then you get to work with the talent. You get better as a coach, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, sometimes as a coach, that's the hardest thing to do is finding yourself, finding your voice, finding, what type of coach you are. Because, I mean, you see a lot of people out there and, this person is a really good coach. But at the end of the day, it's about being you. And I think what AD Waters does really well here is that he lets you be you. He doesn't try to take over a program and any of that. So like we get, I mean, and what Coach Jones did last year is the same thing. Like he doesn't try to have five of the same coaches out there. He tries to kind of like develop different coaches' personalities, and I think we did a really good job of that, having a good balance. And I think that's what every Lynchburg program tries to strive for, just having a good balance. It's not everybody just a hard, like, old-school coach. You have to have this smile in there. You have to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's all a game. It's all a game.
Well, let's get back to this volleyball game for a second. We are chatting with Lynchburg assistant baseball coach Oscar Garcia, but you know these two coaches on the sideline for Lynchburg pretty well, Hannah Givens and Olivia Killalay. What do you think they're thinking right now in a close matchup in what would be an upset if Lynchburg can come back, because Mary Washington 19-1. So on paper it's an upset, but maybe Coach Givens, maybe she doesn't think that way for this one.
Yeah, and I think like as you mentioned, like I'm pretty close with this program. I come to every game. Coach Givens and I are engaged, so
I was going to let you go there. I didn't know if you wanted me to tell the public that.
Oh yeah, Coach Givens and I are engaged, so I love coming here and supporting her. And like honestly, like my most excited times with that, but to watch them is how young they are and the skill. It's definitely Lynchburg volleyball is going to be really, really exciting in the next really like close years to come. And we've seen some sparks of them this season and even in this match. So it's really fun to kind of like see where the program is heading. And everybody involved with Lynchburg volleyball, alums, everybody should be very, very excited of where the program is at right now. So
well, I'm thrilled, and I've been saying all broadcast, I think this can be a confidence-building kind of game. Even if Lynchburg can't win, you're sitting here saying, hey, we can play with a nationally ranked team. You know, we've got to play better, but we can play with these teams. We can hang around and we can start to win these games. Talk about that from a coaching perspective. How do you find that balance to where you want to win, you want to be successful, but sometimes you do have to find positive takeaways and things to draw some confidence from?
Yeah, and I think like every time you're playing a really good team, like it depends how you voice it as a coach. You're always going to get better, right? Like it's about how you approach to it. Like because, I mean, I'm a big believer, and I know it's cliche, but I'm a big believer that you do learn more from your losses than you look for your winnings. So like more than you think. It depends on how you approach as a coach and how you voice it to the players. And I think what this team is doing, not only tonight, but some of the teams that they've played this season, like there are some positive things that you see that you're like, hey, like when it clicks, it's scary. And like that's what you want as a coach, because at the end of the day, you want them to believe. Like if they have believed that they can do it and they have believed in themselves, like, I mean, that's half the battle. Like I would say even more than half the battle. So.
I love it. I love it, OG. I could talk to you all game, and we should make plans to do it again, but I know you're hanging out with some baseball guys and having some fun banter over there. So we'll let you get back to that. We got a timeout here. Lynchburg has surrendered the lead, but I know you still feel strong about their chances in set 3 here. Go Hornets, right?
Oh, yeah, let's go get it. And then I appreciate you having me on tonight. I know we've been talking about it for a long time to get on the mic. I never thought about volleyball, though. I thought about soccer. I told you soccer.
You're a huge soccer fan.
Yeah. I told you I will help you with that one. But, well, I appreciate you having me tonight, and, like, everybody here knows how good Kyle is. So.
Yeah, we'll make that happen, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar Garcia, we're going to let him go have some fun, and we'll see how this third set ends. Lynchburg now trailing by 3, but not out of it. Not out of it. Coach Hannah Givens taking another timeout there. I think probably a good one. Back to that sensing the moment. You know that the game is starting to slip away from you just a little bit. Lynchburg needs to rally here. Kaylee Keough, don't know if it was a true block or she hit that one into the net, but either way, it's a point for Mary Washington. Now they're within 2. Hornets really do have to get busy here. Back to those after timeout situations. It's not what you want. You want to get that after timeout success. Maya Green will bump set 1. Now Keough's going to have to just free ball it over. Set was a little tight to the net there, and it looked like number 27, Brianna Miller, she was just coming from too far away to stick the landing. So now Lynchburg within 3, 23-20. They trail 2 sets to none. So a must win here in set 3 to extend it. Lions had that one kick off the left forearm there. And that's an ace for Cassie Blackmore. Number 2, Cassie Blackmore from Nolensville, Tennessee. One of 2 Tennessee players, she and Princess Salafu. Need to dig more into that. See if they knew each other prior to this. Blackmore could not get to that one. Tried to go left side to peel it off the hardwood, but can't do it. Here comes match point now for Mary Washington, 24-21. If Lynchburg can pull this set out of the fire, then that really would be a big confidence builder. To libero Hannah Liverman to serve. Jumps into it, 8 up Reagan Shanahan, who's in there. Bump set from Green. Keogh's going to roll it over. Lyons is there. Set middle. Lynchburg's going to keep it alive. A chance here. KK went down the line. Tipped in. Lynchburg can't get there. Very nice way to end it from Brianna Miller, and that is a 25-21 sweep win for Mary Washington. They will move to 20-1. They have won their last 15 straight sets in a row. I think Lynchburg can take some confidence from the fact that they took the Eagles to the limit, especially in set 1 there, 26-24. Mary Washington had to go to extras to win that one, but it is a victory for the Eagles. They move to 20-1. They've won their last 8 in a row. It snaps a little mini 2-game winning streak for Lynchburg. They fall to 8-9 on the season. Hornets back in action on the road. Noon start down in Virginia Beach, taking on the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan. And then we hope you can join us inside Turner for senior night. That'll be 1 week from today. That is next Wednesday, hosting the Guilford Quakers. Last home game for Lynchburg. We hope you'll come check us out. You can always see the games right here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Kyle Haney saying good night. So long, volleyball fans. Thanks for watching.